We need to talk about Cade Cunningham. He, in my eyes, is the front runner for Rookie of the Year, but I got to hear it from these guys. Jeff, what do you think?
Well, for Cade, I think it's not about, because we talked about him missing games, and that's important, obviously, when you look at the Rookie of the Year race. Joel Embiid, we remember the iconic year where he had a dominant rookie year, but he played in 30 games, so he didn't win it. Malcolm Brogdon won it, even though he didn't have the necessarily the same numbers as Embiid. He played the entirety of the season. This is different. I mean, Cade missed, obviously, training camp. He took some time to get his legs under him. Didn't play the first couple games of the season, but ever since he's played, he's been getting better every game. He's looked more and more like a superstar, all-star every game. And that's what you want to see, that progression. And it's there. He's the man on his team. And Jalen Green, I mean, you saw what he looks like the first stretch of 10, 15 games. He was in the lineup. The Rockets were the worst team in basketball. He's out of the lineup. Now the Rockets are on an 8-game winning streak. So there's differences. And I think he's missed now more time than Cade. You have Evan Mobley, who was leading the Rookie of the Year race. He's missing time. Scotty Barnes is probably the only real competitor because he's balling over in Toronto. So that would really be the difference. But with Cade's case, he's leading all rookies in points. And I saw this stat, which is interesting. When LaMelo Ball won Rookie of the Year, he's putting up the same numbers as Cade right now. And now, mind you, LaMelo was healthy. But Cade, if he continues to get better and put up the points he's putting up, 20, 15, somewhere in that area, he's going to end up averaging 16 to 17 points by the end of the year. A couple assists, couple rebounds. He looks good defensively. I think he has a real case. But the thing is, if the Pistons are the worst team in basketball,
he'll still win it.
I'm hoping he still wins it.
It does not matter. It's Rookie of the Year, not most valuable play.
No, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
Sorry. LaMelo Ball won it last year, not because of his stat line, but because towards the end of the year when he came back healthy, he was putting up triple-doubles, 27, 7, and 7 every night. Cade's already doing that right now.
Yeah, he's balling.
And if he's healthy all year, I'm sorry, the stat line is not finishing at 16, 6, and 6. He's going to be 20.2, maybe just below 20, around 6.8 rebounds a game, 6.2 assists, maybe even below. I don't know if he can consistently get 6 assists, but who knows? Depends if the Pistons can even score points right now. But regardless, he's the clear front runner. And guys, I think it's really nice where you can sit back and say they got the number 1 overall pick right. Now, does he become LeBron, Kobe, Steph, Giannis, KD? Is he ever going to be that level? You need 4, 5, 6 years to say that. I think we can all agree he has the ceiling for it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But who actually comes out and says, outside of LeBron, like he's going to come in and change the league? Well, not change the league, but like he's the next MJ. Who's that guy that's coming out? It doesn't happen often. It happens once every 30 years. So when you look at this guy, you're like, he's playing like a number 1. Yes, we're a bad team, but we know eventually when he turns good and he's a star player, we're guaranteed a playoff spot. And it's just on us to build a good team around him. And if we can draft another star, well, then we have a chance at building a dynasty here. And if we have 2 stars, maybe we can attract a free agent. That's how this thing is going to work out. But no one's going to be able to tell you Cade's going to be a superstar by year 1, 2, 3, or 4. Like, it's just, no, I don't want to say it's a wait and see, but in the NBA, you usually become a star by year 5. So we're 4 years away from that.
Yep.
So I don't even care to discuss he's an all-star, superstar, star player. He's got the ceiling. He's got the work ethic. He looks damn good. I don't see a problem with Cade. He's the Rookie of the Year so far. Hopefully he stays healthy. And look, if this team doesn't translate on the court in terms of wins, I mean, what are you going to do? What exactly can you do about it?
That's the tough part.
I don't care for the win-loss record when we're talking about rookies, especially when they're drafted in the top 3. They're going to really bad teams.
I agree with you.
Like, sorry. LeBron didn't even make the playoffs his first year in Cleveland. It just doesn't happen. Especially when your team is that bad. Especially when you have point guards where you have 3-4 point guards playing at a time in a rotation. Where's the chemistry?
Right.
Where's the consistency? Where are the shooters? Sadiq Bey can't hit a 3 if his life depended on it right now.
Mm-hmm.
Teams in turmoil, but I'm sorry. I am totally in love with Cade Cunningham right now. Absolute superstar talent. Hopefully he turns good and becomes a superstar because that's what the city needs, especially for its basketball team. You need to have a superstar in today's NBA. I'm sorry, you just do. You won't win without it. The going to work Pistons, great memories. The Mavericks, I think, are the last team, even though they had Dirk, that didn't have this this buildup of superstar talent. Every year since, it's been LeBron, Wade, Steph, Clay, Draymond, Steph, Clay, KD. It's been this. And then there was the year in Toronto, but we all know if the Warriors weren't hurt, they probably win that year, so I don't even pay attention to that. And then you look, the last 2 years, LeBron, AD, there's that team. Giannis, Middleton, Drew Holiday, Brook Lopez, that's a stacked team. You need talent. And the Pistons are lacking it right now. So you need 2, 3, 4, 5 years. I'm sorry. It's just how long it takes in the NBA.
Yeah. And I think this Rookie of the Year conversation, too, it's not fair, and I agree with you, because you get drafted number 1 overall. Obviously, you're going to a bad team. And now I want to add this. Jeremy Grant's out. So I think that's going to help Cade as well. I think Moron mentioned it, which I was going to mention. It was a great point, because Jeremy Grant, your leading scorer, he's out. Cade's clearly the man. And with Sadiq, the slump he's in, Killian doesn't pose a scoring threat. So it's all really for Cade to do it himself.
Let's shift to Jeremy Grant, since you just brought him up. He's being shopped around, injured at the moment, but he's being shopped around. Isn't that funny? You shouldn't trade Jeremy Grant, Adam. You shouldn't. Why would you?
But then when they want to, it's okay.
Adam, why would you? You idiot. Why would they trade Jeremy Grant? Oh, he's injured. Oh, yeah, trade him to the Lakers. We'll get picks. Makes sense. I love people. What do you think of the Jeremy Grant move? I've obviously been saying since literally before the season started, you got to trade him before the deadline. Is that something you're comfortable with, given how young this team is? Look, I'm totally willing to agree and acknowledge. Without Jeremy Grant, they look really young. I don't want to say clueless, but it's difficult at times. But it's a young team. Even with Jeremy Grant, they look like that. So having said all that, are you on board with the Jeremy Grant? Trade him, get whatever you can for him, or it's like, let's keep him. Where are you at with this?
For me, I'm a little torn, because I like Jeremy Grant as a player. I think every team needs a guy like that. I'm not talking about to lead your team in scoring, but just a player. You got 6'8", 6'9", can guard multiple positions. I like Jeremy Grant, but the problem is, where the Pistons are right now, worst team in basketball, they're probably going to make a jump next year, a little bit of a jump, and then after that, you kind of want to see progression. By the time the Pistons are competing, I think Jeremy Grant is probably going to be damn near 30 years old. So in that case, do I want a 30-year-old Jeremy Grant who's probably going to make anywhere around $20 million? I don't. And I think, credit to the Pistons now for, teams are shopping, teams are asking. You got the Kings shopping Bagley and Buddy Hield. You got the Lakers. I don't know who they're shopping, because not a lot of players we'd like on the Pistons from there. But anyway, the Lakers are shopping. You got a lot of teams shopping. And I think now, yes, I think Jeremy Grant, just the way this team's heading, and now you understand that Cade, that you got to build this team around him. You got to surround him with shooting. You got to surround him with, a true big. So, yes, I believe Jeremy Grant, I don't know, I can't think of a team. I'm not going to have a favorite, because I don't really know need-wise what teams are going to want Jeremy Grant, but I do know that, he probably will be on the move. Because think about it, next year we win, 30, 35 games, let's say, and Jeremy Grant's on the team. The following year, you jump up to 45, 50 games. That's the progression you want to see. Jeremy Grant's still on your team. He'll be, just about 30 years old. So from my perspective, if I'm making decisions, I'm getting something for Jeremy Grant, because you're going to find Cade's co-stars through the draft. That's where you want to find these guys, and maybe free agency. But Jeremy Grant, where he's at now in his career, I think ship that man to a championship contender. Let's get some assets. I'm okay with it. I'm good with it.
Look, I mean, when I said it before the season started, I understood, the it was significant backlash, but guys, you have to think big picture. Jeremy is not a number 1. He's a number 3.
Right.
Cade is a number 1. You got that locked up. Who the number 2 is on the team, you're hoping Sadiq Bey steps up to the plate. Right now, he's in a concerning slump, but you know what? You got to give him time. Sophomore slump, I'm willing to not look past it, but say, you know what? All right.
Yeah. You saw something
let's
rookie
get this. Let's pick it up, Sadiq. Come on. You can slump for a month and a half, 2 months, but not the whole season. You're better than this. We all know it. Jeremy Grant at what, $28, $30 million once he re-ups? He's not worth it. Sorry. Especially on this team. I'd rather go get veteran big men, That would stabilize this basketball team right now. I'm just not interested in it. I'm really not. So Grant's got to go, and I couldn't agree more. He really does.
And people want to act like that's not like that's almost a compliment if teams want you and want to trade for you.
Take him. I will gladly drive him to the airport. I'm sorry. I said I'd do it with Tavai. I'll do it with Grant. Grant, nothing personal. I swear to you. Good basketball player.
Yeah.
Not for Detroit right now. Sorry. Go play on a competitive team and go compete for chips. It ain't happening here, bro. Sorry.
I might add this. I haven't seen you offer to drive someone to the airport since
Tavai.
Jelani Tavai. Which the situation's not as bad.
Yeah, but it's a different situation.
It just shows you that Adam, when he says that, I'll drive you to the airport.
I mean it.
He means it. He really
that means
does.
I want you gone.
Wants you gone.
There are a few players that I make exceptions for where I take time out of my day to drive them to the airport. Tavai was the first.
Yep.
Grant can get it. So can Russell Westbrook.